Welcome to the Law Office of Bryan Fagan podcast, where we empower Texas families through knowledge and compassion. Today, we're going to tackle a really tough situation that, unfortunately, a lot of parents in Texas face. What do you do when a child custody order is just ignored? Our goal here is to give you some clear, actionable information so you can figure out how to handle this. So, we're really going to unpack this critical question. We're going to walk you through your options step by step so you can start to feel a little more confident and in control. Okay, let's dive in. Here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the basics, what is a violation? Then we'll get into the actual steps you can take, what you can expect a judge to do, and, really importantly, some common mistakes you definitely want to avoid. By the end of this, you'll have a much clearer map of the whole process. All right, first things first, we have to talk about what your custody order actually is, legally speaking, and what it means to violate it. So, I want you to think of your custody order as something much more serious than just a casual agreement. This is a legally binding document. It's a mandate from a court that spells out exactly who does what and when, and it's all designed around one thing: protecting your child's best interests. And hey, you don't just have to take my word for it. This quote from 2 Texas judges, wow, it says it all, right? This is the perspective from the bench. These orders are not up for debate. So, what does a violation actually look like? Well, it can be a lot of different things. It could be flat out denying your scheduled visit, or maybe it's always being late to return the child. It could even be something like refusing to give you school report cards. But all of these things have one thing in common. One parent is ignoring a direct court order. For parents in Texas, understanding these issues is the first step toward enforcing child custody orders. Okay, so you're seeing a pattern of these violations. You know something's wrong. So what do you do about it? Let's walk through the exact steps of the formal legal process. Now, this is a big one. It's really important to get that enforcement is typically for a pattern of behavior, not a single isolated incident. A judge is going to want to see that the other parent is intentionally and repeatedly ignoring the order, and that you've tried to sort it out informally first. The process for enforcing child custody orders Texas courts require can really be broken down into these 4 key steps. And I'm going to tell you right now, that first one, documenting everything, that's where you have the most power to build a strong case. This right here is your evidence. You need to become a meticulous record keeper. Write down every date, every time, every detail. And here is an absolutely crucial piece of advice. Even if you know in your gut the other parent is going to be a no-show, you have to go to the exchange location every single time. Why? Because that is your proof that you were there, ready and willing, and they violated the order. And I know, this can feel incredibly overwhelming. If you're dealing with violations and need help enforcing child custody orders Texas courts have issued, just visit www.bryanfagan.com. You'll find a ton of free articles, videos, and legal resources that explain all of this in more detail. And you can even schedule a free consultation right there on the website. Okay, so let's say you've done your homework. You've documented everything, you've filed your motion, and now you're in court. What can the judge actually do to fix this? Well, the court has a whole toolbox of remedies. It can be something as simple as ordering make-up visitation time, or it can be much more serious, like finding the parent in contempt of court, ordering them to pay your attorney's fees, and in really severe cases, yes, even jail time. The whole goal, though, is to compel compliance, to make sure the order is followed from now on. Now, navigating this process isn't always simple. To build the strongest case you can, you really need to understand a few key things and sidestep some pretty common mistakes. This is a big one that trips a lot of people up: the difference between enforcement and modification. So, think of it this way. Enforcement is about holding someone accountable for breaking the rules in the past. Modification is about changing the rules for the future. Sometimes, if a parent's behavior shows the current rules just aren't working, you might actually need to file for both at the same time. And speaking of pitfalls, please steer clear of these mistakes. They can seriously damage your case. Do not take matters into your own hands. Don't violate the order yourself out of frustration. The court needs to see you as the reasonable parent who is focused on the child's well-being, not on getting revenge. So, we've been talking about the standard process, which can take time. But what about those really scary situations? What if you feel like you need help right now? In situations where a child's immediate safety is at risk, we're talking about things like threats of violence, abduction, or serious substance abuse, you don't have to wait. The court can issue temporary emergency orders very, very quickly to protect the child while everything else gets sorted out. It's a critical safety net to be aware of. All this legal talk can feel a little abstract. So to really see how these principles work, let's look at a couple of real-world anonymized scenarios from right here in Texas. All right, scenario 1. Picture this. A parent was consistently denied their scheduled weekends and holidays for over 6 months. But this parent did everything right. They kept a perfect calendar, saved every single text message with all the excuses, and showed up to every single exchange. So what happened? They filed for enforcement. And with that mountain of clear evidence, the judge could see exactly what was going on. The ruling was swift. The other parent was found in contempt, had to give extensive makeup time, and had to pay for the attorney's fees. That's the power of documentation. Okay, here's a different one. In this case, a parent was always late returning the child from summer visitation. On top of that, they were refusing to share really important school and medical information, which is also part of the court order. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The other parent filed for both enforcement and modification, and the court agreed. The judge saw this pattern not just as a violation, but as proof that the parent was unable or unwilling to co-parent effectively. So the court didn't just enforce the old rules, it changed the custody arrangement itself, which is a huge deal. Look, we really hope this explainer has given you some clarity and maybe a little more confidence. If you're facing these kinds of violations and need some guidance on enforcing child custody orders in Texas, please give our office a call at 281-810-9760, or you can always visit bryanfagan.com to schedule your free consultation. Thank you for listening to the Law Office of Bryan Fagan podcast, where families find freedom and peace of mind.